Apparently that was across us before and brought some moisture with it. Has actually blown all that precipitation right away. And there's some nice clear blue sky coming in behind. So hopefully we may have seen the last of it for the day. But there's the recommended Quinella in the next numbers 4 and 8, with Saracen the value at $10.20 and $1.95. And while we're talking about Saracen, you can see the rider standing at the back of the stalls as Saracen is loaded away. Chris Shaler, in fact, wasn't a matter of standing at the back and waiting for the horse to load. The horse actually reared up and dumped Chris Shaler unceremoniously on the track. 3 kilo claim would normally help Saracen, but whether or not she's come to any mischief as a result of that incident, we'll find out very shortly. Hopefully she'll be A-OK. There's the favourite, $2.20, $1.55, Tycoon Jack. He's by Last Tycoon out of a Tights mare in Triassic. Did win at the trials at Counties on the 6th of March. Pretty impressive on that occasion. Saracen will have to be checked over, doubtless, by the vet after rearing up in the stalls. 9.45 and 2 is the dividend for Saracen at the moment while they're checking it out. Albie, Vercoe Clinic 1200. First of the treble, how do we get the first leg home?
Well, the horse I just backed out was the horse I thought was a good value, Jim. I mean, 2 starts ago, it ran a very good second and behind a very smart type in Regency. So it just remains to be seen whether she does take her place in the field outside Tycoon Jack, who they've really plunged on this last Tycoon gelding. I think Mezze might be the danger, number 4. Opie Bosson really riding on the crest of a wave at the moment, and it's 12 gate is not too bad, and I think Mezze might be the one to test Tycoon Jack, and I thought Saracen was definitely the one to make up the trifectas.
Not a lot of variance between the two of us. Mezze, incidentally, coming into gate 10 with a couple of scratchings, so not that badly off. Tycoon Jack, though, at 2.30. Relder at 47. Sirdar at 16. Saracen into 7.70. Fizzy Blonde out to 12. Mezze is at $5.10. So Saracen being reunited with Chris Shaler as Saturn Star moves forward. Here's News out the back still. The filly by Prince of Praise and Toby Brett. As we go with Radio Pacific for the action. Oh, still a couple to load. Here's Albie.
Yes, thanks, Jim. And there's maybe three runners still to load up. Fizzy Blonde goes up with Flak Jacket. Saracen still out the back, some metres behind him. No, the starter's assistant's gone to its aid, so it's obviously a starter. Tycoon Jack is the race favourite, part owned, of course, by Ron Chitty and Hilton Mackley. Ron Chitty of Haunui Farm, and nice-looking son of Last Tycoon. Saracen will be one of the last up. Starter John Humphreys about to go to his stand now. Saracen obviously cleared to race, 1,200 metres. The Vercoe Clinic, 1,200, first leg of the TAB treble. They're about to jump. And they're off. Relder jump quickly on the inside of Fizzy Blonde. Saracen's on the journey. Deeper out, Shanti going with them, and so also Anne of Austria. Sirdar is dropping out last with Saturn Star and getting back Tycoon Jack with Mezze. 900 metres to go when Anne of Austria lobbed its head in front now of Relder on the rail. Shanti is lying third there, followed Here's News, Exploding Halo on the outside. 800 metres to go, losing his place now was Saracen. Fizzy Blonde making ground on the rail. Mezze looking to improve there, followed by Flak Jacket. Then we've got Saturn Star on the outside of race favourite Tycoon Jack making ground on the rail, and Sirdar at the tail of the field now starting to pick up some ground. 10 lengths first to last, and it's Relder and Dan of Austria who make the play. They're 1.5 to 2 lengths in front of Shanti, who's covering up. Here's News on the rail. They round the corner there, followed by Exploding Halo and Fizzy Blonde into the clear. Metz's right down the outside. Saturn Star's not far away, and the favourite Tycoon Jack with the big job in front of it now starting to be wound up by O'Sullivan. Metz's got got the lead now from Fizzy Blonde. Here comes Tycoon Jack out quickly. Mezze's in front of Tycoon Jack and Fizzy Blonde, and out wider then Sarazon. Mezze's holding them all at bay though, and Mezze goes on to score nicely. Tycoon Jack ran on strongly second, Fizzy Blonde third, Sarazon fourth. Serdar from the tail, Exploding Halo, Anne of Austria, Shanti. Here's New Saturn Star Rolder, and Flak Jacket is last in. Just a little bit too strong on this occasion for Tycoon Jack and Fizzy Blonde. In the Sheeta Laxon colours, Mezze in front here in the hands of Opie Bosson. By Jove, he's riding well, isn't he? Out wider, Tycoon Jack was wound up late by O'Sullivan, ran nicely to the line just the same, and Fizzy Blonde, who was in the fight most of the way, a clear third ahead of Sarazon.
2 wins today so far for Opie Bosson, gives him win number 65 for the season. He certainly is riding extremely well. Mezze drew 10, was eased back in the early running. He found a passage through on the inside, then eased out of the turn. Just too strong for them, the judge to confirm.
10. Hitting those numbers, 4, 8, 1, 3, 7, 10. Time of the race, 1:12.71.
Confirmation from Judge Dave Carter. Number 4, Mezze. She's a brown 43 by Ken Fair out of Leam, raced by Mrs. A. Groves. Laurie Laxon, Miss S.H. McGregor and T.O. Williams. Sheila Laxon trains at Cambridge. O.P. Bosson wins 65 for the season. 8, Tycoon Jack. Brown gelding 3 last Tycoon out of Triassic, raced by Ron Chitty, BTN and Mrs. I.M. Hutton and Hilton Mackley. Moira Murdoch, the trainer at Pukekohe, Lance O'Sullivan and 1. Fizzy Blonde, a chestnut mare 5 by Fiesta Star out of C Swift, raced by Roy and Warren Robinson. Mrs. R.I. Thompson. Warren Robinson trains at Martangi, Paul Taylor.
Completed result of the Vercoe Clinic 1200. 4, 8, 1, 3, 7, 10. The margins 1.5 lengths, 1 3/4 lengths, 4 1/4 lengths, 1 length, half a length. Time of the race, 1:12.71.
So coming back at the head of the field will be number 4, Mezze, in the hands of Opie Bosson. Win 2 this afternoon for Opie. His 65th for the season. $5 and $1.75. $5, $1.75. Second across, Tycoon Jack, putting in its best work at the finish. Lance O'Sullivan, second, $1.50. And Fizzy Blonde, Paul Taylor for third, has paid $2.70. Quinella, $4.30. $4.30. Trifecta, $80.05.
For the roses, over the back in the yellow colours. She's by Deputy Governor, trained by Paul O'Sullivan, who at the moment is reigning supreme on the Trainers' Premiership with 45 wins. Mark Walker's had 1 today, so he's on 41. So the cushion of 4 for Paul O'Sullivan at the moment. So for the Roses would doubtless be a welcome result for him. Copper Top, $14.40 and $4 the place. Natalie Tanner trains the filly by Straight Strike. Trains it locally here at Avondale. It won quite well here on the 15th of March, beating La Piccola on that occasion. Today Rion Orchid is on board and gets 3 kilos, so probably the value in the race is Copper Top at $14.70 and $3.90. But Mezze the favourite, as you can see, ahead of For the Roses, Blessing and Best Vintage. Just a Force loads away. Leanne Isherwood, $15.90 and $3.75. There's Kelshin Tiger in the green at $14.70 and $4.15. Krugerrand moves into his correct slot. And Copper Top and Rion Orchid about to be led up. Mezze the favourite, $4.20. Second favourite For the Roses at $5.10. Krugerrand at $5.40 and Blessing at $6.45. As we head to Radio Pacific's LB Gain.
Yes, Jim, and we're just waiting for Copper Top and Blessing, the last 2 to link up. Rest the field in line. Rosehill Retirement Village 1200. Rosehill Retirement Village, of course, formerly part of the land that was occupied by the club, and now the retirement village right opposite the Avondale Peninsula Motor Hotel. And Blessing goes forward. Copper Top will be the last. Kelshin Tiger's ready, Best Vintage. For the Roses, Krugerrand is set. Mezze at $4.21.60 is the favourite, Opie Possum. Waiting now for Copper Top. Kelshin Tiger's a little restless, Best Vintage set. So Copper Top is the one we're waiting for. Race 8 here this afternoon. Gary Grills has ridden a couple today, the 1st and the 6th. As Copper Top still a little bit hesitant to go to its gate. Lance O'Sullivan, Jim Collett, Peter Johnson and Michael Coleman with wins here so far this afternoon. They're lined and ready now. Started Tony McGovern on his stand. 1,200 metres. Rosehill Retirement Village 1,200 off, and Kelshin Tiger bounced quickly from Just a Force and out wide, and now Copper Top is pouring on the speed. In behind them is going to be, as they settle, Krugerrand, then Best Vintage, the outside favourite, Mezze. 1.5 to enter, Danny Day on the outside of it, just shading it now is For the Roses, and Blessing 2 lengths away. 12 first to last. Copper Top raced away at the 800 metre swing off the back from Krugerrand, who's looming and threatening danger. Kelshin Tiger just went off stride, 2 lengths further afield, 3 to 4 lengths away is Just a Force, followed Mezze covering up Best Vintage, then For the Roses, Danny Day and Blessing. Round towards the bend they come, just over 4.50 to run, and Copper Top the leader to Krugerrand, ready to pounce, and behind them Kelshin Tiger. Just a Force mounting a run 4 wide, and they're followed Mezze 5 wide and down the outside, and going pretty well, and joining it 2 now is For the Roses. They fan across, and Copper Top, Krugerrand, Just a Force, and out wide of For the Roses. Mezze's not far away, and Blessing's threading its way through to Just a Force. Mezze on the outside, and For the Roses. Mezze, For the Roses, and Blessing coming at them. Mezze in front, For the Roses. Lunges may be too late. It's a photo there. They're followed by Blessing third, and a photo with Krugerrand. Then Just a Force, Best Vintage, Copper Top, Danny Day and Kelshin Tiger. Very good race here. And here's the action. Look, 5 abreast here down the straight. Many chance.